Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Against the Public for February 3rd. And I'm just going to warn you right now, I've done this. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when I'm trying to do this. And I can overcome 2 or 3 mistakes. It's fine. But I have been trying to get this video down for, I don't know, probably an hour now. So we're going to get through it no matter what with all its bumps and bruises. Bear with me on this, but the information's the same no matter what. We did cash again in the NBA and college basketball on Sunday. That just keeps on rolling. Before we get to our free play, let's update our all access numbers. And members that are jumped on an all access pass are 40 and 26 over the last 7 days. 61% winners plus 1,242 units. That's number 1 overall at pickdawgz.com. Last 30 days, more of the same. Last 30 days, 3,229 units of profit, 57% winners, number 1 overall at pickdawgz.com. We just continue to dominate the books, guys. There's no other way to say it, and I say it all the time. When you have the numbers, you don't really need the hype. So look at the numbers. That's my hype. We just continue to dominate. If you're considering being an all-access customer, this is absolutely the time to do so. So please jump on board for Monday. And thank you so much to everybody who jumped on board for this weekend. I know a lot of you probably have a lot of money. I'm very glad about that. So I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. I'm at the point where I'm just defeated now. I can't tell you how many times I've had cats jump on me. Anyway, before we get to our free winner, let's talk about this upcoming week. Your Monday all access card. It's just a 7-game card. You can thank the NHL for that. But a big NBA card. We'll start things off with the Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards. That's definitely going to be on our card. NBA customers, they continue to put bookmakers on notice. Again, congratulations to everyone. Our 7-day record now is at 15-6, 71% winners, 849 units. Number 1 overall amongst cappers with at least 20 plays. We're 50-38, 57% winners over the last 30 days, 835 units won, number 1 overall. College basketball customers, well, they just formed another line back to the winner's circle. Did get a little hairy there. That PFW Milwaukee game pushed itself over the total, and then we cashed with Nebraska late. So we did get the job done once again. Not always smooth, but it's the end result's all we really care about. 63% winners over the last 7 days, 59% winners over the previous 30 days. That's number 1 amongst cappers with at least 100 plays. Season total mark in college basketball, 57% winners plus 2,927 units won. The NHL, just 1 game on tap. Ottawa Senators against the Nashville Predators, and we'll have 1 game in the NHL. As a reminder, too, I will have my Super Bowl side-in total up on Wednesday. I'd really love to push it to Thursday, but I know you probably want to get it up there, so or want me to get it up there. So I will have it on Wednesday. I'll have side and total between Philadelphia and Kansas City. All plays, all records, always documented at pickdawgz.com for better or worse. So that adds up to a 7-game card for Monday. Can we call it Super Bowl week? I guess we can. 7-game card for Monday, all access customers. And of course, you could become an all access customer for just $4.11 a day over the next 365 days. That is by far the best package that I offer. You also can jump on with a 3-day pass, a 7-day pass, 30-day, whatever you're comfortable doing. That's exactly what I want you to do. But this is the time. Absolutely white hot, especially on the hardwood in NBA and college basketball. So everybody that was with me on Sunday, everybody that was with me on Saturday and Friday, I expect you to be with me again on Monday. Okay, got through that. Now on to our free play. College basketball, 883, 884 sends us to a matchup between Northern Colorado and the Bengals of Idaho State. That tips off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. Northern Colorado, 1.5 point favorite across the board, a consensus total of 146.5. The Bears are 16-6 this season, 8-10-1 straight up, 12-7 to the over. They're coming off that 18-point victory as a 7.5 point favorite against NIU, which is probably, I would say it's probably their best win in a long time. I know that game going to Montana was an impressive win, but a really good win. 18-point win as a 7.5-point favorite. It was their 10th win in their last 11 games, but they're just 1-3-1 ATS over the last 5. 4 of their last 6 games have cashed over tickets. For Idaho State, well, they're 10-10 this year straight up, but an impressive 12-5 ATS mark, 10-7 to the over. They're coming off of consecutive straight-up wins and 2 straight covers as well. But they're a little bit of a difficult team to handicap, but I think we got an angle on this game that will help us cash a ticket. 6 of the last 8 games have cashed overs, and we'll make this short and sweet because I just can't do this again. I should have an outtake video to show everybody exactly what goes into this and the words I come up with to express my frustration when I can't get through this whole thing somewhat perfectly. But anyway, safe to say, as I said, their win against NIU was the most impressive since their win against Montana. They've had a nice season at 16-6, but there are some, if you watch them at some points, I just think it's a little bit hollow, despite the fact that they're being talked about as maybe an at-large team. They probably have to win their conference tournament, I would think. But I think their 16-6 is a little hollow. They did lose at Idaho. They lost to St. Thomas. And then they've had 6 games that were decided by 5 points or less. And some of these games shouldn't have been close, but they were. And that really worries me about this team. So there are 16-6 teams that I think, well, they're really good, and I have no problem putting my money behind them, but this is not one of them, and I think they might get exposed in this game. We do know this, probably going to get close to that 80-point mark. They've done that 11 times this year. I do like to look at the benches, and we saw the other night that Quinn Denker was fantastic off the bench, but we also have seen him not be very good. We saw that against Eastern Washington when it was absolutely, couldn't hit anything. So you never really know what you're going to get from the Northern Colorado bench. And also, I think Idaho State can neutralize any bench scoring because we saw that the other night with Dylan Darling, who was fantastic off the bench for Idaho State. I do like to put emphasis on the benches because that will tell me how much of a drop-off I can expect when the starters are out. If there's going to be a drop-off, I kind of want to anticipate that, and whether I'm looking at the side or the total, I want to bet accordingly. The other night, Idaho State was absolutely on fire against Idaho, 16 of 28 from 3, and what I really liked about that, it wasn't, sometimes when you're watching games, we watch the ball a lot, but what I really liked is to watch the movement away from the ball. And they were fantastic in this game, and especially with Idaho was trying to confuse them. They were showing a lot of switches, and sometimes they switched their way out of a favorable situation into one that wasn't favorable. And I thought the movement away from the ball was fantastic. The kids that you wanted shooting were wide open and good position to get a quality look, and they just knocked them down all night. And I never felt like they forced opportunities. So 28 threes might seem like a little bit, but believe me, none of them were forced. And those opportunities presented themselves by the way that they ran their offense away from the ball. So put that in the blender, and what do you have? Well, I think what you have is an Idaho State team that's probably playing at the top of their confidence level right now. I think they're peaking. And I like betting teams that are playing with a lot of confidence. I like playing teams that maybe have some chip on their shoulder with something to prove. And I think the Bengals do. I think if I were them and I saw that I was a 1.5 point underdog at home, I would think the same thing that I'm anticipating, that this Northern Colorado team is going to get exposed. I think they're going to get exposed from the arc, and I think they're going to get exposed by their lack of bench, where I think Idaho State absolutely has an advantage. So we're going to take the Bengals plus 1.5 as your free play. Can't believe I got through this video. Please go to pickdawgz.com, where every individual play and every discounted long-term pass is locked and loaded, including that annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. I cannot thank you enough for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Our average viewership goes up almost every single day, so thank you so much for that. We may not cash the winner, but I hope you appreciate the information, and sometimes maybe you can go against, and maybe you think something else is going to happen based upon something I said. So thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe button. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. Mercifully, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Let's cash some more tickets.